Okay, hi. This is the final episode of me playing through the event, the Flora and Unfurl event, the Endgame Part 4. Also, as I didn't read this at the end of the previous episode, I need to read the FSC internal reports post the third part, which was the delay. Let's read that before we move on to the end game. Meeting minutes. The revelation of the Operation Blockade proposal was held as scheduled. The commander-in-chief was absent due to severe injuries, and Proxy attended the meeting instead. The operation was unanimously approved. Major operation step. Operation Blockade officially begins today. All FEC departments are to stand by for the operation. In response to the previous attacks and obstructions, the joint investigation team has been launched and Paradisos Observer X's intelligence support has been requested. These measures will hopefully eradicate the enemy forces lurking within the city and the FEC. Operation Progress Upgrade. Decoy information proved effective. The suspicious individual has been identified, requesting HQ's approval for arrest permit. Operation Progress Update. The infiltrator has been successfully captured and data breach risks from within the FVC have been eliminated. The infiltrators, that's 11th 08, so that's 11th of August, 18th of August. So that's 17th of August, 18th of August. The military conflict has been identified as senior executive of the underground. The contact has fled and a pursuit is underway. Major operation step. Phase 1 blueprint and block of blockade operation has been submitted for execution. Confidentiality, top secret. 23rd of August. Operation Progress Update. There have been several corrupted attacks along the front line, resulting in a slight increase in our casualty rate. The blockade defense line is steadily advancing. The locations of a few construction points have been exposed. The risk is still manageable at this moment. Construction points acting as decoy have successfully repelled invading Rustfire remnants. Major operation step. Construction of small base stations are wrapping up. Constructions of larger base stations are steadily overcoming obstacles. Okay, so the big war on the BR00 Black Ring 002 is proceeding and on schedule. The end game, Flora. Let me collect stuff, by the way, before I do. There's been an update here somewhere. All right, it's special inquiry. Yep, Silent Rebellion. This is the. I assume this is the final one of the. Let me see. What can I spend it on? I need some materials. Yeah, let's buy this. Let's buy also all the limited stuff. Let's buy all the limited stuff. All right. Yeah, let's buy all the limited stuff. I believe all the limited stuff would be sufficient as I finish all this. Let's conclude. Endgame. 35. Revenge of the Wilted Flower. For the sacrificed children for the ravaged flowers, Kokili decides to personally execute her revenge against Shalom. Yep. But they're not dead, are they? We know that they're not dead. If they didn't include actual characters that are relevant to the story, which are the two sinners who are detained by MBCC, I would say they might have been died, but I don't believe it. 2:13 a.m. August 26th, Nightfall 113. Question mark. FVC Paradisos Temporary Joint Operation Base. Special Observation Hall. This is a large trap meticulously set for the Guardian's mentor. Even during the heat of the August battle in the West District, Paradisos chose a well-fortified location, equipped with the abundant anti-mania mechanisms and the strongest Hush elite squad. For sinners, this signifies utmost form of respect. but it's also completely meaningless. The attack makes no attempt to hide. The assassin makes a grand entrance through the front door, turning the entire secret base into a hunting ground to trample at will. Screams and echo everywhere. Everyone can move, who dares to move. She eliminates them all. Now the mentor slowly walks into the hall. She looks calm as she glances around. Where is your loyal dog? Did you purposely send her away to meet me? Rahu? She's on a mission. There's some cleanup work to be done for the operation, but I had an appointment with you first. So I left the rest to her. She has earned the trust of Paradisus through reliable performance. Why send her away? So troublesome. I have to run around twice just to deal with 2 people. Shalom watches her continue her approach. Cheryl stands guard in front of Shalom, vigilantly sending out dense communication signals for backup. Energy is continuously gathering at its center. The state has changed, X. Back off. Your observation is still ongoing. You can't be damaged now. Shalom doesn't respond. She watches at the approaching blood-soaked mentor, looking at her blood-red eyes. You seem quite calm. What kind of reaction do you expect from me? To cry my heart out? To break down? No. If something like this happens, they can only blame themselves. I've said it countless times. If you're not capable, don't take on big tasks. Protecting yourself is enough. I don't need your help. After saying all this, they will still want to act like fools. What can I do? Just let it be. Wherever the flowers of the garden live or die, they should be prepared. Just how old are you, Paradisus girl? 25, 26? How many years has it been since you crawled out of the Paradisus jar? You left me that kind of note. Are you trying to provoke me? Are you underestimating me? 4 or 5 hush-lids quickly sense the danger and rush to stand in front of Shalom. Then a flash of red light, they are instantly pierced through by Kokolik's like skewer. Quickly shatters all obstacles, charging straight forward towards Shalom, her eyes blood red. Who are you to play dirty with me? Defeat? Excuse me? Oh, we're fighting Hush? Interesting, okay. It's basically impossible to play this mission without involvement of let's do it like this. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, oops. Flowers? Go here.
うるさい。静かにしたまえ。ここで眠って。私悪く思うなよ。
Yep, we got it. almost let one slip by. Kokilik's path is strewn with debris, a trail of deep red marking her journey. Her floral sword shatters in her hand. She discards it casually, her head hang low as she chuckles under her breath. I've been stripped away more than once. After all, there are far too many assholes in this world. The last two Aisha leads see her empty hands and seize opportunity to attack. They are pierced, shattered, and fell just before they can reach her. Kokilik steps over them, continues forward, taking one step after another towards Shalom.
あれは私より何歳も年上のクソガキで、私はそいつを抑えながら何度も殴って、手や顔に消えない傷を
The first time someone kicked my cat. He was several years older than me, a deadbeat. I beat him for a long, long time, leaving scars on his hands and face that never faded.
2回目は家族がさらわれた時、私は一人で相手の屋敷に入り込み、偉そうな邪魔者を全部片付けた。結局そいつは私の前にひざまずいて4時間も泣きながら懺悔したけど、声がかすれた途端、私はとどめを刺したわ。
The second time, someone took my family away. I stormed into his mansion alone and wiped out all the arrogant scum on my path. In the end, that lord kneeled before me, sobbing and repenting for 4 hours until his voice was hoarse, and then I finished him off.
3回目は友人の目を奪われた時、私が地下室に閉じ込めた犯人はたった2ヶ月で自殺したわ。一生閉じ込めてあげるつもりだったのに。
The first time, someone took my friend's eyes. I locked him in a pitch-black basement. With a mere 2 months, he ended his own life. That was not even close to a lifetime.
そして4回目、5回目、6回目。これが何回目なのかはもう
The
覚えて
4th
ない
time,
わ。
the 5th time, the 6th time. I've lost counts of how many times it's been for me. Oh, the music is vibing. She raises her hand and her fallen soldiers under her feet convulse as bright lead blood is drawn from within them, quickly solidifying into a sword. Kokilik picks it up and swings. Then blue light shoots out shatters upon collision with the crystal light thorns. She advances through the dancing shards. Nothing can stop her relentless steps.
私に復讐を依頼しに来た者のほとんどは、辛い体験をしたのはたったの一度だけ。それでも反抗できない辛さにとらわれた彼らは、二度と立ち直れないと思い込んでいるの。
Many people who ask me for revenge are a great pain. They only experienced it once, only been knocked down once. They vividly remember the pain but feel helpless, thinking they can never move on.
でも違うわ。倒せない敵は存在しないことを何度も経験すればわかるはずよ。犠牲をいとわす、相手を潰す決意を諦めない限りね。
That's not the case. They'll understand what they've been through it a few more times. Goddamn, this music is vibing. There's nothing you can't defeat as long as you're determined to bring it down, sparing nothing.
目には目を、歯には歯を。相手に代償をはっきりと分からせてあげるわ。そうすれば連中も分かるはずよ。国リコのものに手を出してはいけないと。
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Let them see the price so we all understand. Nobody can touch what belongs to Kokilik.
たとえ廃墟になろうとも、奪われたものは必ず取り返すのが私の主義なの。そしてそれから、人は強く、廃墟の上でもどんどん成長するわ。折れたところから新しい芽が出て、焼けたところには新しい枝が再生する。
People are resilient, they prosper above the ruins. New sprouts will emerge from broken places. New branches will go from scorched grounds.
私を怒らせた者はみんな同じ末路をたどり、 そして私は何度でも新しい命を迎えるの。このようにね。
All those who offended me will meet the same end. Then I am reborn time and time again, just like this. He swings her sword to meet the oncoming Troll laser. The blue light rapidly purifies the mania longsword in her hand. The bright red crystal falls to the ground, shattering the countless dust particles. Kukulik shows no regret. She places her hand over her chest, presses it, and pulls. In an instant, a vivid red flower power gushes from her chest, eagerly blooming outward, gathering in her palm. It's a bright red longsword made by an S-class sinner, using her own stolen life. Kukulik casually swings it, cutting through the blue beam. Cheryl uses a more piercing warning. The side shoots straight to Paradisos. Immediately, a shower of blue light descends from the sky, piercing the entire building roof and charging Kukulik. She lifts her sword and dances in the air, blocking the light rain like an umbrella. Then she disappears.
あなたは他人の人生を簡単に操れると思う？私をたやすく倒せると思うの？
Do you think you could easily toy with people's lives? Do you think you can easily defeat me? She had already appeared right in front of Shalom, the tip of her sword leaving a bloody mark on the ground.
とんでもない師匠。君が私より長い人生を歩いてきたことが
Go in there, mentor. I know your time is much longer than mine.
逆らえない運命が存在することも
You know better than me
私
what
より
is
知って
destined.
いるはずだろう。
Shalom makes a judgment. The opposing sinner cannot be stopped. He immediately turns to target Shalom, but it's too slow. The red light instantly shatters Shaul, then pierces straight through Shalom's chest, deeply pushing it in, and then... I've seen this frame before. But goddamn, need to save this. Okay, let me... Give me a moment. Saving this. Okay, saving this. Quickly pulls back, actually pulling a flower out of Shalom's chest. Flowers continuously bloom from Shalom's chest. The little color that was on her face quickly drains away. Her soul and life transforms into mania, being forcibly extracted by the furious mentor burning in her palm.
これでも殺せないんでしょ、朝廷の化け物め。なら咲くといいわ。傲慢で非人道的な悪魔がどのような花を咲かせるのか。
Guess you wouldn't die like this,
あなた
monster
の
of
命がど
Paradisos.
れだけ醜いのかを見せてもらう
So
わ。
bloom, let me see what kind of flower such an arrogant human devil can bloom, to see how ugly your life is.
あなたのための復讐劇を作り上げ、
So I can design a
す
revenge
べ
play
て
for
の
you
怒りを吐き出さ
and
せて
vent
もら
my
うわ。
anger. Shalom doesn't do anything. She just watches the shoral in the air turn to ashes, watches the crystallized flower gushing from her chest, watches the ash, all the barriers set by Paratus get completely destroyed. And then one who defeated the Invincible is the sinner before her, one who scorches everything in her path and blooms in the darkness, if only for a fleeting moment. Shalom finally shows a satisfied smile.
これが君が命と引き換えに手に入れた力か。
This is the
全ての
power you
流
traded
れ
your
に
life
未来
for,
を捧げ
sacrificing all flow and
絶対
futures
的
for
な
absolute
力と
strength and
自
freedom.
由を手に入れたわけだ。このような選択をするのはコンビクトだけ。ここまでたどり着け
Another
るの
art
は
piece I
君
need to
しかい
save.
ない。
Give me a moment, I need to... Where do I need to...
本
Fucking hell, I need to do
当
something
素
here.
晴らしいね。
I'm gonna go save it somewhere. Not sure where yet. Whatever. Okay, this, and then I'm gonna do this as well. I'm gonna post it in my Discord thingy. Okay, saved. Only a sinner will make this choice. Only you can push this to this point. It's truly splendid.
君の強さと誇りに感謝する。
Thank you for being so strong and unyielding.
君なら勝てると思う。
I knew you could win. At the end of the destruction, the cold triangular symbol flashes in the eyes of Hush. Before Kokili can react, the flowers she pulled out exudes a strange, terrifying aura. She feels something gathering behind her, a gigantic figure, a true monster.
さっき咲いたのは花じゃない。あれは
You're not blooming a flower, Next moment, her consciousness is swallowed by the Colossus entity.
心配しない。
Yeah. Trust. Clearly, this is it's one of the last ones, I think. I don't think there was a lot. There is a lot left. A lot of the episodes left. When Gokulik regains consciousness, she finds herself in a bizarre space. Where is this place? This is an incredibly grand triangular hall, nearly 100 meters tall. She tries to discern the details, but the more she looks, the higher and further away the top seems. She gives up. Surprisingly calm, she clearly knows this is not something she can measure. Behind her is a hazy view, and in front of her is a ray of light that seems to touch the depths of her soul. Something is waiting for her. Kokelik steps forward. Slowly, the corridor narrows while the dome gets higher. The initially slanted walls on the other side gradually open in upwards, eventually forming tall vertical barriers, as if constantly urging her to turn back. Kokelik continues to move forward. Eventually, she exits the narrow passage, arriving in an open, boundless, deathly silent space. Shalom stands at the center. Behind her, a vertical rift stands quietly, leading to an unseen top, the only light in this darkness. Welcome, mentor. You successfully infiltrated. Kikui raises her hand to draw a sword, but a blue light pierces through her arm before she can muster strength, dissolving it instantly.
何か悪巧みがあるなら今のうちに話しておいた方がいいな。力は使わない方がいい。何しろこの空間では共同の力もそして
Would you kindly refrain from using your power? You can tell me if you find any funny ideas, but refrain from doing anything. In this space, both mania and rebellion are absolutely prohibited. Really? She says this, she forcibly plunges her bare hand into Shalom's chest. Blood seeps from Shalom, shows no signs of pain. Instead, the sharp blue light pierces Kokelik's hand from thin air. This isn't Shalom's power, but something from a higher rule, higher than anything here and now. But Kokelik remains unfazed. If this is my punishment, this is no big deal. Having said that, she pulls out her hand, grabs Shalom's neck, and throws her forcefully to the ground. Several light spikes pierce her back once more. Quite paradise of tech. I can't kill you here, can I? Whose consciousness space is this? Shalom smiles but doesn't say a word. Instead, her laughter echoes directly in Kokelik's mind, causing her to pull back her hand abruptly, her skin prickling.
驚いたかな。さっきは喉を圧迫されて声が出せなかったから。君の意識と直接会話させてもらったんだ。
Does this scare you? I couldn't speak my mind because my throat was being crushed, so I had to communicate directly with her consciousness. Upsetting, isn't it? Unsettling, isn't it? As she says this, she stands up, dusts her first skirt, and faces Kokelik.
この意識空間は上帝で構築された理性の境界。幾重もの防護の下で
The consciousness space is the rational boundary created by paradises. It's under heavy protection, the front lines of observing mania.
へえ。ってことは、その狭間の後ろは内海の中心ってわけ。
So does that mean the center of this sea is behind that rift?
それほど深くではないが、ブラックリングより根源に近い場所であることは確かだね。だから、
Not that deep.
ここでは互いの行動や感情を制限するなど、より厳密な規則が設定されている。
Not that deep, but indeed closer to the source than the usual black ring.
共同病の侵入を防ぐ。
That's why there are stricter defense rules here, including controlling your impulsive behaviors, all to prevent mania from the other side from seeping in.
君はコンビクトで、ここに来るのも予想外だったから、さぞ居心地悪
You're a
く
sinner,
感じるだろう。
an unexpected visitor that you must be uncomfortable here. She's right. Kokelik looks at her hands. Even without doing anything, a layer of fine blue light appears, pricking at her with numbing pain. It's like the blue rain is suppressing her power, warning her of something. Kokelik looks at Shalom again. The hush has no marks on her, and she looks calm.
あなたもコンビクトなのに、全然平気でいられるの。
You're also a sinner. Why you're unaffected?
私はずっとここにいて、すべての規則を把握済みだからね。故に、 どんなに複雑な規則でも私の自由を制限することはない。
That makes sense. Because I've always been here. I'm familiar with all the rules and have mastered them. Therefore, no matter how complex the laws are, they can't restrict my freedom.
私はコンビクト、7代目のスイーパーだ。上帝は私の感情を分離して狭間の向こうに送り込んだ。これで理性的な私のみが前線にとどまるとともに、
So that was
そ
that
の
monster.
残された感性の部分は共同の奥深くに踏み込み、
I'm a sinner, the
刻
seventh
々
generation
と動く世
Hush.
界の運命の変化を観測できるように。
Paradise has separated my emotions and set them to the other side of the rift. This way, the purely rational me can stay on the front line while the emotional side dives into mania, observing the changes in the world and human hearts for them.
これが地点を驚かせた技術ってこと？気持ち悪い。道理で心のない人形みたいに感じるわ
So
け
this is the
ね。
technology just shocked the underground. Disgusting. No wonder you look like a heartless puppet. Shalom reveals a puppet-like smile.
こんな残酷な時代ではいつも複雑で解のない局面が人の前に現れる。だからこそ局面を観察し、変化を分析し、策を練り、そして執行するものが必要だ。私の役目はそれら需要を聞き、
Yeah, that's why she's the
勝ち目
perfect
のない局面から正解を見つけ出すことだ。
executive.
そういうことにも長けているからね。
This is a cruel era. People always face complex and unsolvable dilemmas. They need someone to observe the situation, analyze the changes, provide solutions, and execute them. I'm good at these. My job is to accept requests and find the right answers in deadlocks.
だから今、君を
So
助
now I
ける
can
こと
help you
もでき
too.
る。
Kakalik burst into laughter.
助ける？あんなことをしておいて、まだ綺麗事を述べるつもり？今さら破れた仮面を作ろってかぶり直して、私をバカにでもしているの？
Help me. After what you've done, you want to patch up the torn mask and let me listen to your nonsense? Do you think I'm a fool?
君はもちろんバカではない。だから話を聞きたまえ。分かっているはずだ。君たちの敵となる相手は何千人もいる。でも、君と話をしようとするのは
Of course, you're
私
not
だ
a
け。
fool. So hear me out. You know very well, even without me, hundreds of others would come after you, and I'm the only one who's still willing to talk to you.
花庭園の結末はとっくに決まっていた。君たちが途方に暮れた時に地底の虜になった以上、双方の戦火の中で滅ぼされるに決まっている。それが狭間にいる者の運命だ。
The fate of the garden was sealed long ago. Having been captured by the underground when you had nowhere to go, you were destined to be torn apart in crossfire. This is the fate of those caught in the conflict's ruthless grasp.
新たな戦争は間もなく始まる。私がいようがいまいが、君たちも免れない。だからこそ、必死にあがいてきたんだろう。
A new round of war is about to begin. With or without me, escape seems destined to elude you, as we are struggling so hard.
でも、君が命を懸けて作り上げた避難所は、君の命の衰えとともに崩れ去る。
But the sanctuary you've built with your
今
life
復讐
is
したと
destined to
ころ
crumble your life's end.
助かりは
This
しない。
time, even vengeance can't save you.
もう時間がないんだ。私を殺しても、上帝と地底を壊しても、世界を裏返そうとも。君は廃墟で再び返り咲く新しい花を見つけられない。
There's no time left. Even if you kill me, slaughter everyone in the ground or paradises, and overthrow the whole world, you won't have the time to find new flowers. Your ruins can't be reborn. You know this better than I do. Kiki glares at Shalom. After a while, her eyes become tired. Perhaps she's exhausted. The battle just now was exhilarating. She was squandered too much of her vitality in a reckless manner. The mentor was just to rest. Weakly, she averts her gaze and asks,
それで？
So, what's your point?
私が命を与え、新たな花庭園を見つけるまでの時間を与えよう。これで君たちはすべての動乱から離れることができる。
That's the deal with the devil, huh? I can give you life. That's the deal she gave to Rahu as well. I can give you life, give you time to find a new garden and keep you far away from all the troubles.
うまいこと言うわね。
He can make
すべてはあなたの計画通りみたいな
he make it
口
sound
ぶ
like
り
he
で。
can calculate everything.
君をここに来させたのが計画の一環なら、それを助け
I've
る
already
計画も考
calculated
え
your
られ
arrival
る
here, so naturally I calculate your salvation.
その前に、私は上帝のために何をすればいいの？
Before that, am I to serve paradises?
いいや、私の言うことを一度だけ聞い
No,
てくれ
you'll
ればいい。
need to listen to me, just this once. The hush approaches calculating, expression of face becoming more ambiguous and unfathomable.
ここは彼らの手が届かない唯一の場所だからこそ、あまたの規則を作ってリスクを抑えようとする。
This is
彼
the
らに
only
認めら
place
れ
they
て
can't touch.
ここに入る許可を得たのは私だけ。
So I made so many rules to control the risks.
君
Only
は私を倒して無理や
only
り
have
押し
been
入ってき
approved,
た。
granted permission to enter here, and you forced your way in by defeating me.
よかった。これから君と二人き
I'm
りで
glad.
話
What
が。
I'm about to say next is it is only between us. She stops herself half step in front of the mentor. Before being disgustingly pierced by the calculate, Shalom lifts both her hands to hold mentor's cheeks, forcing her to look directly in her eyes.
私には君を生かし、君の花庭園を守る力がある。その代わりに、一人探して
I
ほ
have
し
the
い
ability
人
to
が
keep you alive, to protect your garden. All you have to do is help me to do one more thing, to find someone.
ミノスの局長、カセの所有者。あの人物は西区のサビカ暴動で行方不明になった。カセは受害者に汚染され、さらにブラックリングの妨害により MBCC と上帝はその居場所を感知できなかった。
The chief of Minas, the holder of shackles, Alev's over. He disappeared in the rust fire uprising in the West District. The shackles were contaminated and spread by the corpse born. Under the intervention of the Black Ring, neither MBCC nor Paradisus could find him through sensing.
何者かがなかなかうまくかくまっているようだが、これから追っ手はより増えるばかりだ。
Those hiding him are very capable, but
誰であ
soon
ろうとかくまいきれ
more
る
people
わ
will
けが
come
ない。
looking, and no one will be able to hide him any longer.
花庭園の主としての腕、そして今まで狭間の中で生き抜いてきた力を
I want you to
生
use
かし
your ability as the master of the
誰
garden,
よりも真っ
the
先
ability to slip through the cracks
その人物を見
and
つけ
find
出し
him
てほ
before
しい。
anyone else. Shalom's face still remains as impassive as a wax figure, but the force in her hands gradually increases, carrying an undeniable will. This woman is serious. Realizing this, Kakilik bursts into dumbfounded laughter.
知っているわ。すみれが気にしていた人ね。でも彼はあなたたちと地底とのいざこざに巻き込まれた犠牲者として殺されたんじゃない？
Is that person who Sumire misses? But didn't you kill him? Isn't he also a casualty of your fight in the underground?
そう。私が綿密に巡らせた計画だった。任務を引き受け、詳細を詰め、
Yes,
不穏な情勢の中で注意
it was
深く
carefully planned by me. I received the mission, pondered carefully, and cautiously led him to dead end in a turbulent situation. Yeah, as I figured, she's gonna be participating in episode 12, 11, and 12 somehow. Probably not mentioned directly as Shalom though, since Shalom did not exist by this point as a character.
ならどうしてまだ彼を見つけようとするの？その時の失敗を補うため？それとも今の局面が思うようにいかない
Not
から
surprised, really.
彼を捕まえて手駒とするつ
Then
も
why are you
り？
looking for him? To exterminate him, to make up for the failure at that time? Or now that the situation is out of control, you want to catch him back as a dog?
いや、見つけたらそいつを探しに来た者を全員殺してほしい。そして、物陰で目覚
this is
め
where
るま
her
で見
own
守ってく
agenda
れた。
comes in.
それ以外は何もしなくていい。
Interesting. So she does have her own agenda after all. That changes things. No, I want you to find him and then kill anyone who comes looking for him. Stay in the dark until he wakes up. Apart from this, you don't have to do anything else. Kukil is stunned.
頭おかしいんじゃない？
Are you out of your mind? Shalom tilts her head, actually starts laughing.
そうかな。一歩一歩かろうじてここまでやってきて、ようやく解決法を見出せたのだから。
Painstakingly make my way here, step by step. Finally found a solution. I even wanted to be proud of it.
記憶を失っても、あいつは両者を困らせる。
Even if he lost his memory, he's a rare troublemaker who can really hurt both sides. Shalom smiles deeply, which somehow gives Kikaglik the creeps.
それはカセと呼ばれ、上帝で慎重に研究され、利用されてきた。まずはコンビクトを押さえつけ、それから共同病院への対応に向かわせ、
The shackles are carefully studied by and used by Paradisus.
ブラックリングを制圧させようとした。
First they suppressed the sinner, then they dealt with mania, and then tried to suppress the black ring.
上帝はその力を必要としている。その背後にある真実を追い求めているが、10年を過ぎてなおも見破ることもできず、
For 10 years,
警戒せざるを得ない。
Paradisus needed this power and strived to chase the truth behind it, but could never fully understand it, nor dare to let its guard down.
そもそもあれは地底の最も狂った創造物だ。内界の孤島に生まれ、ブラックリングを糧として根源へ至ろうとする。あれは狂人が共同の力を奪うための究極の器。
The shackles are the creation of the underground. Interesting. I'm getting so much lore from this event. I am getting so much lore from this event. Like, I swear to God. Born from the lone island in this sea, fed by the Black Ring and ultimately leading to the source, it's the ultimate container created by those madmen who wanted to steal Mania, and the revival of the Mania is Paradisus' greatest fear.
この情報を耳にすると、上帝は一切の代償を惜しまずに内海に侵入し、多大な犠牲を払って孤島を破壊して、指定に致命傷を与えた。
After
これ
receiving
は表には出せない偉大な勝利で、彼らが連れ帰ったのはそうした恐ろしい。
After receiving this news, Paradisus took all the action at all costs, broke into the sea, made huge sacrifices to destroy Lone Island, and severely damaged the underground. It was a great victory that must be silenced, and what they brought back was such a fearful existence.
その時君は花庭園にいたから覚えているはず。
You were in the garden at that time, you should remember. She remembers. 10 years ago, the defeat that shook the whole city-state, the meaningless sacrifice. Kukilik recalls the things that had drawn behind her mind out of disgust back then. NF103, Courtyard of the Garden. Oh, I bit my tongue.
あなたね、いきなり来るなんてめんどくさい。
It's you coming out so suddenly. How annoying.
師匠はいないわ。明日また来て。
The mentor isn't here. We can't look for her tomorrow.
緊急任務よ。花庭園。我々の敵を仕留めなさい。
Urgent mission. Garden. Eliminate our enemies.
誰でもいいわ。いっそ全員参加するのよ。このリストの人物を
Anyone
全
will
員
do.
殺して。
Just send everyone. Those people on the list, just find them and kill them all.
あの女はあなたの命令に従うかもしれないけど、私はそうじゃないの。
A woman is your beck and call, and I'm not.
奴らを殺して。あの低能どもめ。よくもあそこに手を出してくれたわね。傍若無人にも程があるわ。
Kill them, reckless fools dare to touch that place. Who do they think they are?
破壊され、もう奪い取られた。しかもまで傷つけられたのよ。殺して。全員皆殺しよ。
Oh, Sigil is losing it. Okay. Blah, 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 was destroyed. Blah, blah, was taken away. And even dare to kill them all. That was the only time she saw the pretentious woman from the underground so angry and desperate. During those 2 years, the underground mad assassination commission kept pressing on the garden's doorstep. Her mentor at the time kept asking to do her boring and despicable work. So many innocent people have cried their eyes dry and scarred all over, left with nowhere to go but to knock on the garden's gates of the garden. This is a covert and vicious war with both sides intent on annihilating the enemy, and the brutal consequences are borne by those outside the war. How ridiculous, how absurd, how shameless. Those moments, memories she only sneered at and dismissed from her mind. She now recalls them all, understands them all. I see. So that's how it is. She brushes her hands off Paradise's hush.
敵の刀を奪ったのにうまく使いこなせず捨てることもできない。いざ本当に戦いとなると、その刀に不意に刺されることに怯え、ためらううちに、いつの間にか折れて使い物にならなくなっている。
So you've stolen the enemy's knife, find it awkward to use.
道具の扱い方として、これほどずさんなものはないわね。
Yet reluctant to toss it away. When the real battle comes, you start fearing that the enemy's mysterious trick might backfire on you. So in the end, you break it, melt it, and use it as a mere prop, right?
そうだ。あいつは力を得すぎて、自らの根源に徐々に近づいていった。上帝は恐れ、最も厳しい規則を適用し、これ以上あいつがブラックリングを飲み込むのを防いだ。一度目も、
Yes.
二度目も。もし三度目があれば、間違いなく
He
死
gained
ぬ
too
こ
much
とだ
power, gradually approaching his origin. Paradises got scared and enacted the strictest rules to prevent him from swallowing the black rings any further. Once, twice. By the third time, he was undoubtedly doomed.
もっともらしく言っているけど、結局臆病なだけじゃないの？臆病者なだけじゃなく、傲慢で残酷で、妄想癖が強すぎるみたいね。自分を何様だと思っている
Talking
の？
big, but in the end, aren't you just a coward? Not just a coward, but also hypocritical, arrogant, delusional, and cruel. Who do you think you are?
それが上帝だ。真実を懸命に追い求め、正解を見つけようとしているが、リスクと未知を恐れ、災いがまた再来することを恐れている。多くの規則を制定し、それらすべてを防ごうとすると同時
She
に、
hates her employees,
自分
employers.
たちを含めたすべての
Someone truly rational
破滅の道へと
would look at the situation and say, this is not rational, this is just cowardice, fear. What Paradisus is doing is blatant fear and paranoia, not rationality. Yes, this is Paradisus. Desperately seeking the truth, the correct answer, yet also fearing the risks and the unknown. Terrified of the disaster striking again, they've established so many rules and safeguards, protecting against everything, but also driving themselves and everyone else to a dead end.
地底がどんな感じか、私より分かっているだろう。
As for what the underground is like, you know better than I do, don't you?
私は彼らとは違うわ。でもあなたたちは両方ともどっちもどっちよ。あなたが悪者を倒したからといって英雄になるわけじゃないわ。
I'm not like them, but I know that you two are just dogs fighting each other. Don't act like you're the hero just because you fought the bad guys.
その通りだ。一方で共同の力に抵抗するために全てを犠牲にし、もう一方で共同の力を手に入れるために全てを犠牲にする。最悪はまだ目覚めていないの。 人間
The
が
biggest
先に堕
problems
落して
of the
狂い
mania
出し、
related problem have not yet
全て焼き
awoken.
払うかのように争っている。
They have been contained for now. I wonder for how long. Exactly one side can sacrifice everything to resist mania, while the other side can sacrifice everything to obtain mania. The disaster hasn't even awakened yet, and humans have already fallen into madness, fighting each other and burning everything to the ground.
あなたたちは抱き合ってそのまま地獄に落ちるべきよ。どうして他人まで巻き
You
込
should
む
all
の？
go to hell together. How dare you drag the others into this?
いずれそうなるだろ
Yes,
う。だが
it
そ
will
の前
happen, but before that. Shalom quickly raised again. This time the mentor can break free. Upon looking up, the woman's face is already close.
他の可能性を見たくはないか。この愚かな行為に逆らいたくはないか。 そうしたい。私の言う通り、あの者のところに行きたまえ。
Don't you want to see the other possibilities? Don't you want to reject this foolish path? Just do as I say, go find him.
私はすでにあいつを縛り付ける規則を破り捨てた。人の監視から私ですらたどり着けない場所に抜け出すよう手助けはした。
She destroyed the rules.
これだけではまだ足りない。
I've already destroyed the rules that bind him, sent him away from all surveillance, to a place even I can't reach, but this isn't enough.
BR002 が西区のすべてを背負っている。それは必ず復活し、そしてもう一度嵐を起こす。それにつながる羊飼いとして、あいつは必ずまた争奪の対象となる。
The second black
そ
ring
ろそろ
carries
次の段階に入る時だ。
everything onto this.
私がたどり着けないところ
Sorry.
へ行
She's
った
so slow talking sometimes. God damn it. Carries everything on the West District. It is destined to revive and turn again into a storm again. As the shepherd connected to it, he will inevitably be fought over again. It's time to move to the next stage. Please go to the place that I can't.
君は狭間の中で最強のものだ。ここまでの数年、君だけが両側を行き来し、どちらの手にも落ちないようあいつを守れる力を持っている。今回は一人だけ守ればいい。君ならできる。
You are the strongest amongst the crossfire. Only you have been able to navigate both sides over the years, capable of keeping her from falling into either side's hands. This time you just need to protect one person. You can do it.
どうしたの？今さら上帝を裏切るっていうの？
What are you talking about betrayed paradises now?
何を言っているのかね。私は常に最も効率的なスイーパーとして任務に
What are you
当たって
talking about?
皆のニーズに全て応えてきた以上私を裏切り者と呼べる者など
God, I
いない
love this dialogue. What are you talking about? During my term, I was always the most efficient hush. I fulfilled every demand. No one could accuse me of betrayal.
ただこの厳しい情勢でついでにちっぽけな怪物の縄を解いてあげた。
It's just in this little increasingly stagnant stalemate. I casually loosened the bind on the little monster.
またあなたの道具になれと。今度は彼に何をや
Another
らせる
tools
つ
of
もりな
yours,
の？
huh? What are you planning for him this time?
そんなつもりはない。あんな面倒で扱いにくい道具は他にないよ。ああいうものに対しては自由を与えて好きに破壊させる。
Honestly, I agree. We're a mess. The chief is a bit of a mess, huh? Why should I plan anything for him? This is the most troublesome, hardest to use, and most uncontrollable tool. For a guy like him, you should set him free and let him cause chaos.
あいつを自由にしたまえ、コクリコ。あいつは君と同じように誰にも属さない。上帝だろうが地帝だろうが、もしくは運命に復讐したかろうが、いずれにせよ、これはチャンスなんだ。
Go
あい
set
つに
him
大
free.
騒ぎしてもらえば、さぞ痛快だろう。
Go set him free, Kokulik. Like you, he's also destined to belong to no one. Whether you want to take revenge at Paradises and Underground or Fate, this is an opportunity. Let him cause a huge commotion. You'll enjoy it.
依頼への報酬として、私の力を借りて生き返るか、あるいは私を泥の中へ押し倒して踏み台とするか、どちらでも構わないよ。
As payment for the commission, whether you wanted to use my power to survive and seek rebirth or to destroy me and swing your sword towards greater heights, you can try both.
ただ、私の後
No one else will give you a chance beside
に
me.
もう君にチャンスを与える人はいない。
She finished speaking and waits for Kokulik's reply. The mentor looks into Shalam's eyes. Those hollow eyes now seem sincere because of their emptiness. No lies, no disguises, no impurities. After all that meticulous planning, it's such a convert commission that it takes so much effort to deliver into my hands. How stupid. If she had come to me for help earlier, maybe I would have considered it. If she had done those unnecessary things, maybe the garden could have used this command to something. If only I had known there was other choices earlier. Too bad. There won't be. She has long stopped thinking about what ifs.
ゆっ えておくわね。でも誰かの力を借りて復讐なんてしないわ。私が人の力を借りる必要はないもの。
Once I've rested, I might consider going, but I don't need to borrow his power to take revenge. When I do things, I don't really need to rely on others.
ただ、私の花庭園にいるバカな子をあんなに泣かせるほど心を盗むのがうまいやつの手腕を見てみたいだけよ。
It's just to see what that heart-stealing thief is capable of, to make my little garden fool cry so pitifully. Quickly breaks free from Hush on hands once more, takes 2 steps back and completely distances herself to Shalom. She looks back to Shalom's and thinks of something funny.
今になってあの金髪の小娘がなんで怒ったのかよくわかった。
I now know how that little blondie felt when she was scolding me.
どんな理由があろうとも悪は悪だわ。話している間に自分が犯した罪をさりげなく口にしてしまうあたり、私たちは同じく大悪党ということね。
Evil is evil. It doesn't matter what your stance or reasons are. Casually brushing over the debts we owe in the course of our self-serving talk, of your self-serving talk. In this respect, we are both filled with evil.
そうだな。コストを節約するのは私個人の趣味。需要に応えることは絶対の目的。必要な犠牲は常用手段だ。これが彼らの意志。それがわかるなら幸運は期待しないでくれたまえ。
You're right. Cutting costs is just my personal interest. Fulfilling demands is the absolute goal, and necessary sacrifices are common means. This is their will. Witness how it's carried out through me, and you'll have no room for wishful thinking.
今日はこれを犠牲に、明日はあれを犠牲に。どれだけ犠牲にするか、誰を犠牲にするか、すべてをあなたの意志で決めるのね。自分を何だと思っているの？
Sacrifice this today, sacrifice that tomorrow. How much to sacrifice is all up to you. Who do you think you are? Charlotte quietly looks at her after a long while. She responds with a smile.
使用期間内にもかかわらず壊れてしまった道具だ。
Just a tool that broke secretly during its use period. Quickly bursts into laughter. Behind her, the pale blue rift suddenly expands, emitting an eerie light that keeps inching closer. It seems to be attracted to Kukulik. His dazzling glow nearly swallowed her whole.
私はその時まで生きていないわ。あなたからの命なんて欲しくないし、鬱憤を晴らすのにそこまで長く待つ気もないの。あなたが誰に命じられていようと、後ろに誰がいようと、あなたが花庭園に手を出したのは事実なの。花の命は短い。つまりはそういうことよ。
I won't live long enough to see that day. I don't want the life you're offering, nor do I want to wait for that long to take revenge. No matter whose orders you're following, how many people are involved. You're the only one who disturbed my garden. So that's that. Life is short.
上帝の正しさや地底の悲願に比べたら、私たちは取るに足らない。いつでも犠牲にされる存在よ。意地を張って逆らうくらい構わないでしょ。
If compared to the righteousness of Paradises, then the long-standing wishes of the underground were insignificant. If we can be sacrificed at any time, that doesn't matter. If I'm a bit stubborn, a bit rebellious, right?
私に何の価値もないなら、自分勝手に振る舞
Now
わさ
that
せて
I'm
も
a
ら
light
う
as
わ。
feather, it wouldn't matter if I act recklessly, right?
あなたとこの場所は上帝にとって大切
You
な
and
んで
this
し
place
ょ。
are both important to Paradises. She slowly approaches the rift. She can hear the strange noises coming around it.
この裂け目はあなたが触れ
Since
ちゃい
this rift is
けな
something
い
you
もの
can't
なら。
touch. Quickly thrust her hand into the rift. The blood surges through her body, but she's placed no mind, only pushing deeper into it. The space suddenly shakes violently, a blinding white light tearing through the calm like a sword. From above the rift, ice blue crystallite flowers spread, bringing with them stirring aura of mania.
私のことをよく知っているように振る舞っていたじゃない。なら、あなたの言うことを聞くわけないってこ
You've
と
always
も
pretended to understand me. That you should know. I wouldn't possibly listen to you.
正しさなんて聞くだけでもうんざりよ。 私は狭間の中のちっぽけな暗殺者。私の獲物、私を狩ろうとする者、助けを求める者、それらはみんな誰も善人なんかじゃないわ。私はこの道を知り尽くしているの。
Can't stand your so-called
正し
righteousness.
い道になんか戻らないわ。
I'm nothing but a tiny assassin caught in the crossfire. My prey, those who hunt me, those who seek my help, none of them are good people. I've strayed from the path and I will not accept your righteousness.
正解なんて、そもそも私を計画の一環に入れたのが間違いなのよ。私の花庭園を潰したのも間違い。今後私が何をしようとあなたに関係ない。今その命で償っても
The
ら
hell
うわ。
with your right answer. Letting me in your was your mistake. Destroying my garden was your mistake. Whatever I do now, well, from now on, has nothing to do with you, not pay with your life. An insane power poured in. Coquelicot hadn't felt so full of life in a long time. From the rift, she pulls out a strange long sword, emitting a deafened roar. Following this, Mania gushes out from the other side. The hush didn't stop it. Through the glass stripped, glowing tendrils writhed out, casting wild light that hit Shalom in the face, reflecting a frozen smile with a hint of eerie cracks, as if her long-standing wish has been fulfilled.
それでいい。今回は私も代償を
This is
惜しまない
fine.
からね。
This time, I'm not holding back either. Riftworm. Riftworm, okay.
開演の時が来た。
Let's see
君に
this,
人
maybe.
の
ここで咲かせるわ。終わるまで。ここで咲かせるわ。終わるまで。ここで眠って。私に感謝を抱きながら。
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this one.
うるさい。静かにしたまえ。どうか安らかなね。どうか安らかな眠りを。
Spin to win!
ここで咲かせるわ。終わるまで。
Nope. Nearly left one slip. Damn it. In trust. The empty country earth shares violently. Mechanical cries and roars echo from the void. From the ominously expanding rift, countless light tendrils slowly emerge. The tendrils move as if alive, illuminating everything. They touch Kokelik. She feels everything returning. Surrounded by the tendrils of light, the entire space is filled with intense emotion. She breathes freely as if the rebellious power enters her body. All the vitality returns to her hands. As an exhilarating feeling of regaining control of her life.
戻ってきたわ。すごくいい気分ね。
Refreshing. I'm back.
誰も私に命令できない。人生は短いのだから。自分
No
の
one can
欲しい
control
が
me.
ままに生きていきたい。
Life is only so
嫌い
long.
も全て自分の思
I'll
うがまま
squander it as I please. Love or hate, it's all up to me.
誰かのために犠牲になんてならないし、誰かのために働きもしない。復讐も快楽もあっという間に満たしてしま
I
うわ。
won't sacrifice for anyone. I won't serve anyone. I'll take pleasure in my revenge every minute, every second. I will live freely.
自分のために咲き、自分のために生き、そして自分のために死ぬのよ。誰よりも先に自分自身を愛する。自分の運命は自分の手にある。
I live for myself. I live for
何度で
myself.
も言うわ。
I die for myself.
これでこそ。
The one I love most must be the myself. I must hold my fate in my own hands. This is the garden. I've said it countless times. She spreads her arms and looks up at the light, laughing and finally shedding tears.
あなたたちも自分のために
You guys should also live for yourself. A bunch of fools. Amelia's smiling faces appear in the light, her flowers. She wants to hug them, protect them. She wants to sleep peacefully in her own garden. The only one left with her in the end is the ice-cold woman. Shalom stands before the rift among the light tendrils. All tendrils are drawn to Kokole, giving her life and power, and conveying the inexplicable emotion. It is the first time she feels emotion from that doll. She looks at Kokole with a hint of pity and sorrow, but also, more so, cold anticipation. All conditions to activate her power have been met. Shalom knows herself.
君が断るのも分かっていたよ。君たちの感情は苛烈すぎて
I know you won't accept it.
輝か
Your
しく
emotions are too intense, as
い
naked
さ
as
さ
they
か
are
も隠そう
brilliant.
としない君の命が尽きるところでなければもっと優しい案を選びたか
If your life wasn't coming to an end, I would have chosen
った
milder
残念だ
method.
け
But neither of us have time anymore.
どだから思いっきり反抗したまえ
So does this all you want?
受
Understand.
け入れてあげる
Accept it all.
たとえ私に触れられた花は必ず枯れるとしても
Even the flowers I've touched are destined to wither. I must keep you alive.
ほざきなさい。
To hell with you. She swings her sword and leaps into the light, merging Kanto's light tendrils. Now only Shalom remains in her eyes and mind. That woman whom she would never forgive, whom she refuses to submit her, has unknowingly occupied all of Kokile's consciousness. She raises her sword to strike her enemy, but the woman opens her arms as if completely embrace her. Kokile's life has been restored, but her consciousness is gradually dissolving. Just as she's about to be swallowed by light, she's suddenly fractured. An expected force forcibly breaks through the invisible boundary, barging into the stormy space. At that moment, Kokile clearly sees a flicker of surprise in the voxel woman-like woman's eyes. Stop it!
ここに散っている。
Case. The banter wants to set the garden free. I bloom Chris. I bloom for myself. I live for myself. I die for myself. The one I love most is only myself. I must hold my fate in my own hands. This is the garden I've said countless times. Yeah, she heard that. So the one who completely missed information. Combat Rahu. Nice. I don't have Rahu yet, so. Countless condensed tentacles. Yep, let's do this. Silent Rebellion. The final one. The ginger girl suddenly breaks through a crack above them, crashing into the ground. She's quickly engulfed by the turbulent mania of the space. She stares from the Kokile, blocking Shalom, panting heavily, seemingly still recovering from collision. Stop, Kokile! This isn't a fight. She's about to swallow you whole.
まだ生きているなんて。私の
You're still
邪魔を
alive.
する気？
Are you here to get in my way?
私は君が混乱を起こした隙を狙って忍び込んできた。君たちの戦いを見てたの。そして君が急に彼女を貫いて開花させた。それから全部おかしくなったんだ。
I snuck into while you were causing chaos, watching you guys fight that I couldn't intervene, until you suddenly pierced her, made her bloom, then everything went wrong.
ここは現実じゃない。現実の中では彼女から咲いた花はもう空間をまんべんなく咲いてる。そしてついさっきいきなり君を飲み込むようになった。
This isn't reality.
私はここに入ってやっと
In
全部わか
reality,
った
the flowers she bloomed have already blocked the entire space. Just now, they suddenly started backfiring on you. And when I came in, I understood.
君はコントロールされてるんだ。この白い光は君にまとわりついてる。彼女を攻撃すればするほど白い光が君を飲み込
You're
んで
being
いき、洗脳
controlled.
されてく
These
だ
white
け。
lights have entangled you. The more you attack, the more white light will swallow you. You're being brainwashed. Stop, now.
だからあなたは無我夢中で人を飲み込む花の中に飛び込んできたの？私を救うために？
It's a reckless innovative flower that follows people and followed me in here, all to save me. Kokile burst into laughter, her disgust palpable.
私を救うためだというの？今まで感じたことのない気分だわ。私は彼女を殺そうとしているの。あなたは彼女を救うために来たんでしょ？
Save me? Who are you trying to fool? I'm feeling great right now. Never feel better. I'll kill her soon, and you're here to save her, even if though she's blown up with your own hands.
あなたこそ洗脳
You're the
され
one
てい
being
るの。
brainwashed. Her words are merciless, like a knife piercing an already trembling young detective. She struggles to keep her footing, deep gritting as she holds on Abyss the rampaging mania. This is terrifying beyond anything she ever did before. It takes all her strength just to stay on this terrifying battlefield that far exceeds her capacity.
いや、私
No,
は
I'm here for myself, for my own.
彼女の方へ振り
They
返
don't
る
even
勇
have
気
the
すら
courage
な
to
いの
look
に
back at her. The ginger full in front of her is already covered in wounds, her heart shattered. For some reason, the kid's old memories flooding back. Looking at her feels like she's seen every broken person who first entered the garden, like seeing her old self. This girl didn't shed a single tear while being tortured. What is she doing now? Does she think she'll be treated gently if she makes a sad face? Does she think she can escape the begging for mercy? It's because she can't do anything herself that she blindly believes there are people kindness, and then she gets trampled on. Quickly said throbs a strange image flash in her mind.
復讐に支配されないで。彼女は君のような復讐に執着する人を
No,
好
don't
ん
be
で
blind by
人の
vengeance.
恨みを煽るか
She loves it when you like this. She wants to fan other people's hatred. So what are you trying to say? That she should let go? That I should forgive her, embrace love and peace? Talk about love and peace with her in this man world. Does the fate expect us to hope for justice after punishing us in the abyss? Now that thing have come to this, I'll handle it myself. If it means death, I...
君はかけがえのないものを失ったんだよね。正義なんて信じず復讐だけが君を癒してくれる。
I know what you lost is irreplaceable.
君にはこの世界に死をもって償わせる
If
力
capable
が
of
ある。
making everyone pay, you don't believe in any justice, only revenge can heal you.
これらは全て当たり前のことなんかじゃない。だって君は最初から奪われるべきでも苦しめられるべきでもなかったんだ
But
から
none of this should have taken for granted, because from the very beginning, you shouldn't have been subjected to this deprivation. There's no reason for you to endure such suffering. Christina bites her lip, holding back the tears as she looks back to Kokolik. She can't run away. A step back would mean falling into the abyss.
ココリコ、目を覚まして。花庭園はまだあるんだ。
Kokolik, wake up. The garden is still alive.
彼女たちを救えるのは
Only you can save them.
あの事件現場は怪しいところが多すぎる。でも君はとても辛くて真実が見
Things
え
didn't
なくな
happen
った。
the same, but you were too hurt to see the truth. I brought it to you.
現場は偽装したもので、花庭園の人は殺されてない。その証拠はある
The
の。
scene was fabricated. The people in the garden weren't killed. Where's the evidence? It's blood.
あの大きな血だまりは
Yeah.
少なくとも20分はかかる。
And the detective cracks the
その上に
case.
浮いている花びらには血が少しもついていない。流血事件が発生して相当な時間が経ってから花瓶が割られたということがわかる。
The large pool of blood would have been taken at least 20 minutes to clot, but the petals that fell on it have a single drop of blood on them. Didn't have a single drop of blood on it. This proved that a lot of time passed after bleeding before the vase was shattered.
ここだけでなく破壊された各現場には不自然なところがある。流血は戦闘の破壊とともに起きるはずなの
Not
に
just there.
それに合わない痕
All
跡
the
が多
damage
すぎ
scenes
る
had the same unnatural feeling to some extent. The bleeding should have occurred with the battle's destruction, but there are too many places where the traces don't match.
偶然と解釈できなくもないけど、でもその可能性は低い。ハッシュの激しい攻撃は事実だし、花庭園が壊されたのも事実だ。でもあの死と残酷な殺戮は
They escaped.
捏造されたものだ。
They escaped successfully, although it could be explained by coincidence. But isn't there another possibility? The high-intensity attack by Hush was real, and the garden was destroyed, but the death and brutality were faked. It's also possible the so-called slaughter never happened.
糸を引いているのは彼女だ。あの知恵があって無駄を嫌う彼女が無意味なことをするはずはない。
And she does not waste resources.
何か理由があって
Controlling Kokolik further with the garden would be more efficient than killing all of them. The mastermind was her, the wisest, the most efficient. She never wastes energy on useless work. There must be a reason. To provoke Kokolik.
それは現場にいる国力を刺激するためだ。花庭園をあれだけ大切にしていた彼女に
こうした視覚的な衝撃を与えればすぐに復讐に駆られ残酷な場面をじっくりと確認する余裕を奪うことができる。
The entire ordeal was designed to provoke Coco Lake was on the scene. She cherished the garden so much, faced with such a shocking sight, she couldn't muster the strength to look closely at such a brutal scene. She would immediately find her enemy and fight to death.
でもどうしてそんなこ
But
と
why
を
would
し
she
た
do
の？
this? Why? Christina has some guesses, but right now she needs to prove.
あざみ、君は地下で活躍してたからきっといろいろなやり方を知ってるよね。一つ
Azami.
お願いしたいんだ。
Crystal,
私の推測を証明できる本物の証拠を手に入れて。
you work for the garden, so you must have a lot of connections. I need you to do something for me. Get the real evidence, prove my hypothesis. Christina reaches determined in her pocket, intended to get a phone and played Crystal's recorded call. Unfortunately, Sparrow Space seems to have forgotten to bring her phone in. She pretends to be calm as she was drawn the website. Coco gazes fixed on her, giving Christina confidence.
証拠はあざみが持ってる。私たちは現場の血を集めて地下のクリニックに検証してもらったんだ。そこには大量の人工血液が
Evidence
混
with
ざってた。
Thirstal. We've collected the coagulated blood from the scene and had it verified in the clinic. It's definitely mixed with a large amount of artificial blood.
私の推測に間違いはない。ハッシュは現場を偽装して君に花庭園が全滅したように思わせる。あの効率にこだわるスイーパーが大変な手間をかけてこんなことをしたのは二つの目
My
的のため
hypothesis
と
is
しか考えられない。
Hush faked the scene, making you believe that the garden was
花庭
dead.
園を生き残らせると
Yeah.
同時に君を狂わせるためだ。
She always pursues efficiency and economies in such a roundabout way. Can only be to satisfy two goals. She needs the garden alive, and at the same time to drive you mad. Kikilix tries to follow this line of thought, but the white light still surrounds her, warning her to not be gullible and to think clearly about her true purpose.
あなたの言うことなんて信じないわ。振り回されたりなんてしない。私をバカにしない
I
で。
believe what you're saying. I don't believe you on. Don't think you can fool me.
彼女に騙されたあなたが死体を見てすぐ足がすくむ役立たずがあんなところで何を調べ出せる
You,
の
a
よ。
person who've been blinded by her, ways to get weak kneed at the sight of death. What could have been in a place like that?
もし彼女たちがまだ生きているならあの女帝の女はどうして何も言わないのよ。
If they're still alive,
そっちの
why
方
did
が
that woman from Paradise say
私を騙
say
して
so
働か
earlier?
せることができ
Wouldn't
る
have
じゃ
been
な
a
い。
better way to trick me into helping her? Christine opens her mouth to tell something, but the words suddenly get stuck in her throat. She feels a pang of pain.
いい加減目を背けるような真似はやめてくれ
It's facing the truth that hard for you, detective. It's very hard, Mireia, very hard. But we must face it, because justice can only come from truth. Even the truth, if the truth is painful.
ラーフの転任記録を調べたことがある。彼女は7月まで FAC に所属し103年の月食作戦に参加していた。エノリカ山荘の事件の前後で彼女の性格は急に表
I've
変
looked
し
at
た。
Draco transfer records. She was affiliated with the FEC before July and Nightfall 103.
いろいろ分かったんだ。
Participated in the Eclipse operation. Around the time of Erika Villa incident, her demeanor drastically changed. I contacted her previous commander in FEC, Captain Conrad, and learned lots of things.
当時の診療記録から見てラーフは7月24日の夜明けに致命傷を受けた。あれはスイーパーの国籍兵によるものだ。おそらく彼女たちが戦った時スイーパーはラーフを一度殺してから彼女を助け
From the medical records at the
彼
time,
女を変えてしまったんだ。
Raho suffered a fatal injury in early morning of July 24, similar to what I encountered. It was the Hush troll. It can be inferred that they may have fought. The Hush killed Rahu, then saved her and changed her.
もっと前にもこういう状況を
I've
見
seen
た
this
ことがある。
situation before. Christina stops, aware of the gaze behind her. In the silence, you can even imagine that smile, the one she used to love so much. She clenched her teeth and word by word masters her strength to say that needs to be said.
104年私は涅槃集団を襲撃した。これ以上ない恨みを持ってその場にいたスイーパーのシャロームを攻撃した。その時私は重傷を負った。彼女を殺そうと思っていたのにその後私は変えられたんだ。
NNF 104, Nightfall 104, attacked Nirvana, attacked Shalom, the Hush. on the scene at that time with the utmost hatred. I was also severely injured then. I wanted to kill her, and then I was changed too.
彼女が私を救ってくれたとずっと思ってた。でもそうじゃない。今の君の様子を見れば真実はそうじゃないと確信できる。
Always thought it was not because he redeemed me, but maybe that's not the case. Seeing what he looked right now, I'm even more certain the truth is not like that.
スイーパーは特定の条件でコンビクトをコントロールして自分の思うように動かすことができる。これは彼らを殺すよりも効率的でより穏便なやり方だ。これが私の知ってる最も賢くて強大なシャロームらしい手段だ。
The Hush can control the sinners under certain conditions, making them completely serve herself. This is the more economical, efficient, and stable method than killing them. This is the tactic I know the smartest and most powerful Shalom would use.
これが花庭園を滅ぼした意図だよ。君の復讐したい怒りを煽り、そして今のように君を完全にコントロールする。他人の生死を利用して効率よく自分のために働かせられる。
This is the true intention of destroying the garden. She wants to incite your anger for revenge, and then, like now, use her abilities to completely control you. As for the lives of others, she can economize, even make them serve her, can't she?
花庭園の居場所に関する手がかりがある。安全なところに行ったら教えてあげるよ。その前提は君が目覚めて
I have some clues about the whereabouts of the garden. Once we reach the safe place, I'll tell you. But first, you have to wake up. You have to see the truth. The truth is... Christina stammers, her mouth opening and closing several times without being able to utter a word. The tears come first.
大好きな人が最も信じていたものがなくなっちゃった。私だって痛いよ。でもその場をぐるぐる回ってるわけにもいかないでしょ。
The people I've loved most, the things I believed in most, are all gone. It hurts me too. But I can't just stand still, can I?
君と違って私は復讐に癒されない。敵を全部仕留めてもこの世界は最悪だって認めさせられるだけ。無理やり自分を傷つけて、そして自分の大嫌いな人になるだけなんだ。
Unlike you, revenge doesn't heal me. Even though I can eliminate all my enemies, it's just forcing me to admit the world is rotten, forcing me to stab myself, and then turning me into a person I hate the most.
私を笑ってもいいよ。それでも正義を信じ続けたい。何があろうと世界の本質が悪だとか人に奪い取られて当然だとか悪人が悪事を働くのが普通だとかそんなの全部受け入れたくない。
The VAs are really good. Laugh at me all you want, if you want, but I choose to believe in justice forever. No matter what happens, I refuse to accept that the world is inherently bad. I cannot stand by while people are stripped of their rights as if it was the norm, while wrongdoers behave as if their actions are normal.
一つだけ分かってもらいたいのは私を救えるのは自分だけ。私たちは自分自身の力で立ち上がるべきだってこと。私は正義の存在を証明してそれを必要とする人にもたらしていく。
I only agree with you one thing you said,
私の心は
that I should get up on my own. Only I can save myself. I will prove that justice exists, and then bring it to those who need it. Only this way can my heart heal. She lifts her head again. Her eyes feel still tearful, but her gaze no longer wavering. It's so sharp that it makes Kokilik shiver.
真実を見つけて君に見せに来た。私には 正義を執行する力がないから
I found the truth and brought it to you.
身に任せるよ
I don't have the ability to execute justice, so you do it.
運命に振り回されたくなくて自分の手で掴みたいんでしょ運命に壊される前に先に止めて
Don't you want to be free from the fate and hold it in your hand? Then stop it before it destroys you. Don't give it the chance to trample on you. Don't let it take away what's important to you.
人を信じなくても他人の大口を聞かなくてもいいでも
Even if you don't believe others and don't listen to big words, you should at least look at your own heart.
彼女たちを連れ戻したくないの
Don't you want them to come back?
私は
Of course I do. The moment she realizes it's the intense desire that she can no longer suppress, break through all the resentment in her heart. To hell with the enemy, to hell with the revenge. Who cares about those dirty bugs? Kokelik just wants to return to her garden immediately, wants to see her flowers in the vibrant state and hug them. At this moment, the light has been entangling her is repelled, and the vitality and resentment that has been instilled in her body are abruptly cut off. And Kokelik fully recovers herself, her conscience gradually cleaning, and the feeling of languor in her body completely disappears. It isn't until the moment that she sees the exit to leave this place is not far away. She looks at Shalom. From beginning to end, this woman has said a word, neither returning nor refuted nor admitted. At this point, some point, her powerless body has been pierced by blue spikes, unable to move. But she doesn't have a trace of painful expression. She just looks at Christina as if pondering something. After a long time, realizing quickly his gaze, she smiles.
これらすべては何なの私をバカにしているの私を煽って何か意
What's
味があるの
all this about? Are you playing me? Does it mean anything to provoke me like this?
この能力は面倒なものでね。しっかり準備しないと君のような強者に相対することができないんだ。手加減が下手。
Using my ability is quite troublesome. Quite adequate preparation. Without adequate preparation, I dare not face a strong adversary like you directly. I didn't know how far I should go. I'm sorry.
彼女たちも素敵な花だ。このまま壊されるくらいなら私の手に落ちていた方が冗談だよ。もちろん君が最高。
That all hold good flowers rather than being broken is better to fall into my hands as an alternative. I'm just kidding. Of course you're still the best.
何また私をコントロールしようとする気今度はどんな
What? You want to control me again? What methods will you use this time?
いや、やるべきことはすべてやった。もう君たちを傷つけることはしない。君はこの規則を破り、私の感情から抜け
No
出
need.
して
I've done what I needed to do. I don't need to push you around anymore. You've broken this rule, escaped my emotions, and became free. The space of this side vibrates as if trembling in terror. Shalom watches the blue light spikes condense. There's not much time, but it's enough.
さあ、逃げるんだ。
Now, run for your life. She sips calmly as her voice fades. A startling roar erupts from the rift torn open by the Kokelik herself. A monstrous giant claw crashes through the crack. Then the massive demon squeezes out from the rift, roaring. Giant blue light pierces through its body, triangular patterns of light imprinted all over it, producing waves of white smoke. It's not a physical entity, but an embodiment of intense emotions. Like a violent storm, it roars and screams, pierced by countless sharp nails, choking at its throat. It still struggles to tear everything apart. Christina is nearly nauseated by the sudden onslaught of mania, but beneath the distorted, monstrous, and terrifying appearance, its creatures recognizes a familiar feeling.
これはシャローム
You are
姉さん
Shalom? Which roar, disrupted by violent vibrations with Kokelik, not out of fear, but because all the mania within her is ignited, fueling an uncontrollable urge to cry out in harmony, to resist, to shatter everything that binds her. Is it that she's being controlled by it, or is a part of her soul resonated with it? Has it become one with it?
上帝は私の感情を分離し、
Yeah.
狭間の向こうに送り込んだ。これで理性的な私のみが前線にとどまるとともに、その残された感性の部分を共同の奥深くに踏み込む。刻々と動く世界の運命の変化を観測できるように。
Paradise separated my emotions and set them to the other side of the rift. This way, the purely rational me can stay on the front line, while the emotional side dives into mania, observing the changes in the world and human hearts for them.
なるほど。これが上帝に追放された感情。あなたの心。
I see. So these are the feelings you were exiled with Paradesos. This is your heart.
あなたは全ての共同病を操れるわけじゃない。これを利用して人の心の一面、あなたと同じ気持ちをコントロールす
You
る。
can't control of mania. You can only control one side of human hearts through this. Only control the emotions that are same as yours. This is your true ability.
そして私を煽るために、あなたは上帝の命令まで利用した。
And to provoke
私に
me,
したことも。
you even manipulated Paradesos' orders. What you did to me. She wants to continue, but sees Shalom raise her hand and smile, index fingers lightly touching her lips. Shh, she silently said to Kokilik.
憎しみではない。君の生まれつきの力なんだ。口にすれば聞かなくなる。
It's not hatred, it's the power we were born with. Saying it out loud would make it ineffective.
君の命は一部分だけ回復させておいた。無駄遣いしない。
Your life has only been partially restored. You read sparingly, Kokilik. Kokilik understands. She looks at Shalom, then at the monster behind her, shackled layer upon layer, and for the first time she smiles at ease.
それにしても、随分と惨めな叫び声ね。心は
It
痛く
screams so
ない。
miserably, don't you feel sorry for it?
いいや。分離の技術は完璧だったからね。とっくの昔から何も
No,
感じてい
the
ない。
separation technique is perfect. It's been long since I felt anything. She looks up at the crumbling space. Countless blue light spikes coalesce from the void and pierce the giant beast's body, and also pierce in Shalom. She's used to it, not bothered in the slightest.
今の私にはこれくらいしかできない。ここを出た。あれは私にとって大切なもの
I
だ
can
と
only
い
go
う
this far now. After you go out, remember, that matter is very important to me.
まあいいわ。あなたの気持ちがどうかなんて考える暇がないもの。あなたのおかげで、今は自分のことだけで手一杯だわ。
Forget it. I can't manage what you really think. Thanks to you, I can't even take care of myself.
依頼は受けないわ。自分で何とかして、シャローム。
I won't accept your request. You go ahead and do your best, Shalom. One answer quickly is the roar of the beast. His claws tear through all the shackles in the void, facing the countless blue lights piercing it, demolishing the prison that has confined it for many years. Shalom watches as the grand hall gradually collapses, as the many on the other side swarm in, as the holy rule is finally decay. This is her power, not imprisoned, not distorted, not deprived, her true heart. She took it back with rationality. Everything is arranged, and everything is going as planned. Whatever follows is her own, her first or the last battlefield. Hercules shuts her eyes, emotionally distances herself. This isn't my concern, she thinks. Time to move on. But this is often she yanks Christina, who is at the verge of being consumed by mania, to her side. She forcefully draws a new Flora sword from within herself. Its blade blooming with radiant crystal flowers.
小娘、連れ出してあげる。ここから出たら、すぐ私を連れて行きなさい。手遅れだったら八つ咲きにしてあげる。
Kid, I'm getting out of here.
もしあなたの言葉が嘘だった、世界を滅ぼして一緒に葬るわ。
Once we're
言
out,
ったことは必ずやり遂げるから。
lead me straight to them. Hesitate even for a second, and I'll dismember you. Dare to lie to me, and I'll make sure the entire world goes down with you. Mark my words. Defeat Rebel.
ここで咲かせるわ。終わるまで。ここで咲かせるわ。終わるまで。
Okay. I needed to dodge that. Give me a look. I needed to dodge that.
ここで咲かせる。ここで咲かせるわ。終わるまで。
it.
どうか安らかな眠りを。どうか安らかな眠りを。どうか安らかな眠りを。
ここで眠って私への感謝を抱き夜で
うるさい。静かにしたまえ。消滅するのね。
ここで咲かせるわ
Gotcha!
終わるまで
Gotcha! Rays of light plummet like frantic executioners, struggling to contain the furious madman. The Leviathan is pinned to the ground, unable to break free, but it still lets out a roar so loud it could burst eardrums. Light erupts from within its body, wilder shadow in the very fabric of space itself. The rift leading to the mine keeps widening. Christine is gripped by an agonizing headache as a torrent of emotional sensations flood her mind, engulfing her before violently ejecting her. She is in a realm of pure mental chaos, where her sense of self is continuously breaking apart, relentlessly eroded. Amidst the chaos, she instinctively releases Kakulik's hand and rushes back to find Shalom, but in this moment in place, humans are insignificant. A forceful streak of light swings her way, casting her aside like a solitary leaf. As she distances herself, she finally sees the soft figure. Shalom is consumed by mania, impaled by lances of light. She lifts her gaze to Christina, witnessing the young girl's struggle as she shouts her name, only to be relentlessly pushed back by the berserk beams of light. She takes no action, seemingly numb, as if in a state of waiting. At last, the shadowy figure catches Christina from behind, the luminescent edge of a familiar blade, severing all the menacing beams of light and imperiled her. Observing this from a distance, Shalom smiles, lips quivering slightly. Christina can't quite make out what she's saying. She senses a momentary hesitation from the person holding her from behind, and then she decisively leads Christina away from the surrounding chaos. As everything goes white, a massive triangle materializes within the space. Blue spikes of light rain down from it like a torrent, wholly consuming both the roaring Leviathan and the silent hush. As Christina consciousness fragments while regaining awareness. She can't make out her surroundings. What she does see is vivid red and icy blue sparks piercing her body. This is the disruption that broke out in the real world when the two forces clashed. She too was affected when she intruded upon the scene. From the indistinct distance, the clamor of the fierce battle resonates. X is encountered in anomalies, draining her out of schedule. Activate emergency education protocol. Eliminate all. Eliminate all.
クリスティナ、場所はどこ？教えて。彼女たちはどこ？
Christina, where are they? Tell me, where are they?
死んでないでしょ
Are
う
you
ね。
deaf, kiddo? There you dead, kiddo. Another burst of intense gunfire erupts, abruptly silenced by the crash of heavy metal. Multiple grunts from Hush leads suggest that they've been thrown for balance. Christina hears a familiar voice.
任務変更だ。上帝の代理は消耗したスイーパーを回収しに来る。その前に
Mission update. Paradise's proxy will arrive to retrieve the war note Hush. In the meantime, I'll take care of the pollution here. You're a sinner who's been adjusted by X, equally untrustworthy. Eliminate it all. Eliminate it! A new shuttle? Why is it with you? Conditions in the observatorium are abnormal. Update instructions. Emergency recover X and preserve her life. Central pollution levels are critical. Hush units assembled to neutralize another S-class sinner. Rahu, recover X and eradicate all originating contaminants. Report any anomalies.
了解。
Understood. Another sinner.
MBCC 逮捕隊が外周に到着した。彼女を倒すにはリスクが生じる可能性があるため、転移を推奨する。
The MBCC tracking team has reached the outskirts. Taking her out now would be too risky. I recommend relocating and, if needed, employing memory alteration via 9th Agency.
それほどの程度ではないが、彼女にも X の
Although very subtle, she too bears the X's mark. Unnecessary move. Then hand her over to MBCC. This accident has cost too much. It's time to stop the losses. All of our forces should be reserved for the underground. Now move. Footsteps draw near. It is Rahu? Christina strains to open her eyes, struggling to discern her surroundings. Before seeing Rahu, Christina is first struck by the scene that floods her with nostalgia, rendering her mind a blank slate. You saved me. As she speaks, she sees a radiant white light enveloping her. She senses something deep within her being stirred as the words miraculously start to mend. And then suddenly awareness steeps into her thoughts, leaving Christina overwhelmed with dread.
違う。私に力を使ってコントロールしようとしてるんだ。手を離して。助けないでもう。
No, you're willing your powers on me, trying to control me. Release me. I don't want your salvation. I won't be shackled by you again. Christina forcefully shoved the woman before her, stumbles backward like a hollow shell, terrifying the young girl who immediately clings to her sheer core. The light around her phantom fades. The eyes of Hash grow increasingly vacant until nothing remains but a chilling triangular insignia on her pupils. Christina's mind is chaos. She's being manipulated. Despite her best efforts, she finds herself helplessly pulled back into the past, into the memories, deeply etched into the restlessness of her soul, the recesses of her soul. Just Justice exists, without a doubt. I've seen it with my own eyes.
もう一つの純粋な真実の世界。そこでは人の心のすべてが明らかにされる。そこで正義を見たことがある。
Another pure real world where every facet of human heart is laid bare. There, I saw justice, and it exists forever.
永遠に存在するの。それは強い。邪悪にも打ち勝てるの。
If it exists forever, does it mean it's very strong? Is it strong enough to defeat evil? The woman's laughter fills the air as her captivating smile takes form. Shalom leans towards Christina, her head gently finding rest on the young girl's shoulder.
時には強いけど、いつもは弱い。ここは幸せに満ちた時代じゃない。人はより残酷なものを信じて、混沌にこそ安定を感じるものだからね。
Occasionally it is strong, but it's often frail. We live in a far from perfect era where many tend to believe the harsher side of things. Chaos, in its own unsettling way, proves certainty and comfort.
でも、それを必要とする人はきっといる。何かを奪い取られたもの、強い勇気を持つもの、そして屈することを拒むもの。
But there will always be those who need it, the downtrodden,
甘い理想ではない
the
と。
brave, those unwilling to submit. I don't think it's naive. Words momentarily wrap around Christina in a gentle embrace before departing. The white light that had filled her with dread finally vanishes, yet Christina finds herself irresistibly pulling the woman leaning against her into a tight embrace.
これは甘い理想ではない。君たちがこの
This
混
isn't
沌と
naive.
した世界に対する
It's your
反
defiance
逆だ。
against the world of chaos. She gently tugs the woman in her arms tightly. She's gripping her hand. In her mind, she realizes, as a detective, there's still something I need to take care of. Right then, Christina cries out.
コクリコ、約束を果たすから。よく聞いて。忘れないで。
Kakalik, I'll keep my word, so listen up. Remember every word I say.
私のお父さんはマーシャル・コリンズ FACG42 小隊の教官。ナイトボール103年月食作戦に参加して犠牲になった。 FAC2 級英雄勲章。私はお父さんを誇りに思ってるよ。
My father, Marshal
毎年
Collins,
旗参りにも行くんだ。
served as an instructor of FAC G42, gave his life in the Eclipse operation back in NF-103. For his sacrifice, he earned his FAC second-tier heroic medal. I pay respects to him every year, and I'm always proud of him.
しっかり生きて彼女たちを助けてあげて。見つからなかったら私のところに来て。少なくとも私は諦めない。
Survive and save them from whatever the hell they're in. If you can't fight them, come looking for me. Rest assured I will never give up. Got it? Get out of my way. Quickly grasps the situation, sudden surge strays Flora her grievously wounded body. With a swift swing her Flora's sword, she repels the elite hushed forces before her and breaks through their lines, never once looking back. She's not driven by revenge, no one could now stand in the way of the Garden's mentor. Rahul watches as Kokili departs, shaking off the grime of her shield. With mana now quelled, Rahul turns and heads towards Christina. She heard, and she left. She's not the kind of woman who can be held back. Let her go, Chris. Paradisos needs Shalom. Entrust her to me. Everything will be fine. Even if your power will change anything right now, you're not alone. There's still a long road ahead. The guard in black extend her hand to take Lamlin's body, and Christina holds onto her tightly until the very last moment. Under the watchful eye of the new Shoal, and then circled by the stoic Hush squad, Christina has never loathed her own intuition more. Her detective instincts tell that Shalom won't be coming back. Some things must be said now. Up to this point, I still can't tell if you're being truthful or deceptive, nor can I come to terms with what you've done to me. Yeah. Yet I still feel feelings for you, still don't want you to leave. Could this too be a manipulated emotion? Can something controlled feel so genuine? If I could return to that back to... If I could return to that day and speak to my past self, I'd still convince her to trust you, to believe that in the justice you spoke of. Even if it were a lie, you returned that belief to me when I needed it most, allowing me to get to where I am now. I really, really like you, Shalom. Shalom, I know I can't catch you, nor do I have the power to stop your evil acts, but... I will relentlessly pursue you, scrutinize your every action, and expose your hidden schemes. One day, I'll unveil the truth you've been covering up. I'm not yet strong enough to meet our justice, but someday, someone will be. I will bring you back. Shalom has lost her sense of hearing. Her body, weak and fragile, can no longer sustain her. A glowing blue triangle plunges her consciousness into the abyss, pulling her away from Christina and leaving even the chill of her body behind. In the end, what lingers is an enigmatic, forever inscrutable smile. August 26, Nightfall 113. The West District Black Ring defense line is now fully operational.
8月の作戦は終結した。FAC は BR002 の共同病遮断分離帯を建設し、汚染の拡大を徹底的に制限している。西区を諦める必要はなくなった。そして諦めるべきではない。
The August War is over. The FSC successfully built the BR-002 anti-mania barrier, thereby halting its corrupted spread. We will not forsake the war, West District, and we shouldn't.
区内の既存の汚染を除去していけば、いつしか西区の秩序は戻り、サビの川の両岸は再び協力できるようになる。その日が来るまで、 FAC は共同抵抗の最前線を守り続ける。
As long as we purge the existing corruption within the city, there will come a day when the order is restored in the West District, and both sides of the rust will be reconciled. Until that day arrives, FSC will hold the line against Mania.
これは本作戦の中で殉職した英雄たち共通の願いである。
This is the shared hope of all heroes who have fallen in this mission.
我々の町が平和であるよう、そして我々の同胞が永遠に平穏
May our city-state be free from suffering. May our fellow citizens be forever safe. Blue rain falls, enveloping the cemetery in silence. Kukulik trudges towards the direction she remembers. Her body somewhat recovers, uncertain if it's an after effect of being controlled. Her mind faintly echoes Shalom's words.
あいつを自由に従え、国立。
Send him free, Kukulik. Annoying hush, still holding something back even now. Kukulik forcefully shakes her head, banishing the noise from her thoughts. There are more pressing matters, and she truly cares about, and she desperately heads towards the hazy location imprinted in her memory.
103年79回目の
Nightfall 103, the 79th, it's at the 5th cemetery. She stumbles into clumsily heading for the Hero monument to search for the name Christina pointed out. It hopes to find the clue they had talked about. No need to search any further. A figure suddenly lunges forward to embrace Kokelik, spilling the evidence map and the intelligence papers she has holding onto the ground. She bursts into the stead under strained tears. Those are the records of the Paradisus approved assignments that the Garden and assassins marked by X may have taken on.
こんなことはしなくて大丈夫です。彼女たちの居場所を知っておりますから。私
You
が
don't have to do
知ら
this.
せに行けばいい
I
の
know
です。
what they are. I go find them, I swear.
そう見つかった
Really, you found them.
何を泣いているのそんなに必死になってバカな子だわ
Why are you crying? Tried so hard. You're such a fool. Oh, 7. The hush system is compromised. The rules have shattered. Mania has extensively breached the second observatorium. The area is now impenetrable and beyond repair, demanding urgent containment measures. We've lost all monitoring of the BR-002 field. 03. Based on the final logs from Shorel, the enemy S-class Sinner obliterated our on-site harsh forces. She sabotaged Shorel before it could neutralize X, damaging X's physical form as a result of and making a forceful entry in her mental realm. 06. With just a month left in her service period, X was set to be safely decommissioned and destroyed, and replaced was already lined up. She was intended to be the most impeccable hush, but she was sabotaged by the enemy in the 11th hour, compromising even the entire observatorium. On the 4 is the underground. In July, they discovered the hush system and recognized its significance. They immediately dispatched assassins to sabotage their operation. The attacker was none other than this notorious mentor from the garden, who alone has the power to defeat Shorel, dismantle X, and infiltrate the observatorium. 02. I'm familiar with the mentor from the garden. She's powerful, but not to this extent. 02. X couldn't have possibly interacted with the Rift herself. In theory, even those S-class sinners can't breach the rules of sealing of X, much less rupture the Rift in the observatorium unless... 02. The mentor experienced some sort of trigger inducing mania outbreak. Pull up from all of the data on X since her activation. Every record for every piece of Shorel and any data synchronized while she was monitoring, then run a comprehensive analysis. Analysis complete. 03. For the past 9 years, X has excelled in every assignment, with all deviations staying within the safe limits. Her crisis responses have been spot on, and every optimized plan has proven to be sound and justifiable. Upon further validation, there has been no sign of self-awareness, and no level 5 or higher alerts have been ever triggered by the Shorel during its operation. She's more than reliable. Losing her would be a major setback. This definitely works in favor of the underground. They managed to turn the tables. 03. But indeed, there is an inconsistency that's hard to justify. 03. X has twice used her mark ability on the same low tier sinner, yet hasn't fully assimilated her. 03. The first instant could be chalked off to X's initial field test, where she observed the development of the young sinner. The second use of mark ability, however, lacks any logical reasoning. 03. The marked individual doesn't warrant such attention from X, be it skill, qualifications, pattern, or obedience. It simply defies rational justification. 07. Are you implying that the mark ability we developed has inadvertently contaminated the hush, leading her to manifest an unneeded emotional crack? 03. The odds are low, but we can't entirely dismiss the possibility. The mark technology is, after all, a mere mimicry of the underground shackles, an object tainted with the manic entity forcibly integrated into X. We can't overlook the chance that this cursed mania residents might negatively impact the hush. 03. I recommend halting the mark system usage until we can verify these claims. 07. But if she's truly betraying us, she's likely trying to deceive us intentionally. She aims to discredit the mark system, a notion I can't accept. 02. 02. Well, anything you do seems to make sense, given who you are. Given you are and your manic entity. 02. X, you have a good understanding of us too. 02. You're awake that you're aware that your opinions don't concern me. 02. Excessive skepticism about others' intentions carries its own emotional pitfalls. Rationality looks only at the facts. It is known that prior to the intrusion, all X action results in the fulfillment on the demand, with no additional risk exposure. As for the perpetual concepts like motivation, 02. Whether X is showing cracks due to murkiness the sinner, strategically creating distractions to halt the mark technology research, or even scheming to disrupt the hush system transition. Given that so many systems have failed around her, we now have a unique case study to help locate vulnerabilities and enhance our future developments. 02. She has become the ideal subject for advancing the hush system. 02. Seal the backup and X until the further second observatorium is reconstructed. Afterward, proceed with the transfer and the decommissioning. This should be a quick process. 02. Both the hush system and mark technology come with their own set of risks. Until we pinpoint the exact cause of X anomaly, exercise extreme caution when utilizing either. 02. Conveniently, she has recently completed the rigorous vetting of an S-class sinner, and her performance has been exceptionally stable. Retain the marked subject, position her accordingly. By closely monitoring her stability, we can approximate the current status of X. 02. Use the waiting time to prioritize rooting out the spies. The breach of hush intelligence to the underground is the gravest situation we're facing. 02. The impending cataclysm at the second Black Ring is unavoidable. Our defense grid is useless against it. And the underground is gearing up for action. A struggle for control is inevitable. Shepard 13 isn't just necessary, it's crucial. And the underground will soon get the message. 02. Collect all of X's observational data from the past 6 months. It'll give us an edge we need. Find Shepard 13, stick to the original plan, and wipe out the underground Shepard. 02. Paradisus has already lost a valuable tool. Let's wring every last drop of war from what she left behind. 02. Take the Hush X channel offline until the day comes back on. You know nothing about tools. The god in black places the dormant woman into the restoration chamber, observing her submerge into the cerulean regeneration fluid. This healing elixir gradually mends the severe cracks across her form, forever sealing it away her perilous awareness. Then Hush X sinks into the bottom, vanishing into obscurity, much like her unspoken authentic self. You succeeded. No one will take your place, nor will anyone seek to destroy you. From now on. Forget it. Even if I were to ask, you'd simply tell me to go alone, without a backward glance. I won't let you die, nor do I need you to serve as my tool. But thanks for bringing me to this point, for setting the stage. Turning away, she leaves the room, behind her doors closed with a thud. Alone, Rahu wanders the vacant halls of Paradisos, encountering only vaguely unfamiliar face after another. She moves through them with a quiet calm, committing each to memory just as peacefully. Indifferent, arrogant, uneasy, dissatisfied, Rahu takes note of each face in her heart.
見させてもらおう。
This is the reality behind the
必
curtain.
ず明らかにする。
Who's pulling the strings? What are they doing? What are they after? I'm watching, and I'll see the truth.
走れ、ラーフ。走ること。それこそが
Keep
生きる
running,
意味なんだ。
Rahu. Keep running. That's the meaning of life.
そして
Then one
い
day,
つの日か。花が好き。
I like
ドローン
flowers.
で狭間に入り込もうとも。一生に一度だけ盛大に咲き誇るために。
Unyielding to the mire, untrapped by the
必死に
marrow,
太陽を追い
Yaps.
求める。
they yearn for the sun. Blossoming at the grand spectacle that occurs but once in their lives.
すべてが徒労に終わるのに、それに立ち向かう。やがて散りゆく定めにあるのに、決死の
Admire
覚悟で生きる
for
そ
being
の
destined
姿
for
が好きだ。
fertility. Yet they still swim against the tide, for being destined to wither, yet they live march towards death.
誰かにおられようとも、自由に咲こうとするその
Even if they're
姿。
plucked by someone, they can still freely. Damn. At the FEC Memorial Cemetery before dawn, Christina encounters the unexpected figure after sending a lengthy letter of gratitude to Inspector Dole.
へえ、まだ生きてたのね。
Huh? So you're still alive?
私に会いに来てくれたの？ココリコは？私にお礼を言うべきじゃないの？
How dare you show around your face here? Where's Kokulik? Shouldn't she be the one begging me?
相変わらずずうずうしいわね。
You really haven't changed. Still as audacious as ever.
師匠は忙しいのよ。代わりに伝言を預かっているわ。見習いから卒業したのか、少しは頼られるようになったか、検挙率はどれくらいか、犯人は何人捕まえたか、まだ先輩の足を引っ張ってるのか、だって。
The mentor swamped, so I'm relaying the message for her. Are any promotions yet? Proven yourself reliable? What's your case clearance rate? How many perps have you nabbed? You're still dragging down your mentor?
分かった分かったって。今日は休みだよ。今日は事件のことは考えない。
Enough. I'm off duty today, so no solve the cases.
私の妹がもうすぐ復学するんだ。長い間学校を休んでたからいじめられないように。
My little sister has returned into school. She's been away for too long, and I'm concerned she'll get picked on when she's back. I have to take her.
それから MBCC の人が迎えに来るんだ。私の知ってることはまだまだ少ないし、力も足りない。探し物が見つかるのはまだまだ遠い道のりみたい。
People from the MBCC will come for me. My knowledge is still limited, my power inadequate. To grasp what I truly desire, there's still a long way to go.
もしかして捕まったの？見習い刑事が逮捕されるとか面白い冗談ね。
You got nabbed, didn't you? Washed out before you could even make the cut as a full-fledged detective.
転任だよ転任。私が手伝いに行ってそこでいろんなことを学んでくるの。 彼らの人探しの仕事にはすごい刑事が必
Is
要
it
でしょ。
a assignment, not a demotion? I'm being sent to train and lend a hand. They need a formidable detective like me to help track people down.
へえ。さて、私は後で師匠と一緒に西区に向かうわ。花庭園の仲間たちはあそこに流れたみたいね。だから今後は私たちには会えないし、捕まえられない。出発する前に言っておくわ。
Later on, I'll be heading to the West District with the mentor. It seems that where our companions from the garden have all ended up, so you don't know how to chance to catch us or allocate us again. I thought you should know before I go.
私の復讐はもう終わり。もう殺し屋になる必要もないし、大好きな花庭園に残っていつまでも守り続けるわ。
My quest for vengeance has come to an end. I no longer need to live as an assassin. From now on, I'll remain in the garden that brings me the most peace, guarding it for all eternity. She smiles, radiant as a blossom, before gracefully vanishing in the closing embrace of the night. Christy remains solitary in the tranquil cemetery, as the rain prepares to cease. Amidst the crowd adorned with the mantle of heroes, the young girl greets the day. The day's first break of the night, of the light. The rain burst no more.
すべて計画通りね。
The rain burst no more. (2608) Operation progress update. Blockade operation has achieved initial success. All base stations constructions have been originally completed. The BR-002 defense network has been successfully established. The Black Race core is kept within the isolation belt, and the ring zone is being fully monitored. Oh my god. So we have it. So we have it.
こんにちは。
And so we have it. The Flora unfurl. Has been concluded. Man, I definitely did not expect how good it was. I definitely didn't expect how good it was. I am blown away. I am by all means blown away. I'm very happy that I decided to actually finish the investigation and finish the level. It took me collectively like 6 hours, but it took me collective brain burst and finale, Flora unfurl, and the rain bursts no more, and the garden has been unfurled. I love this. Man, I love this game. I love this game. But alas, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on stream or whatever else. Toodles. Bye.